So this week's topic is like what's said on the sign. Why did President Donald Trump pick this Shabbos, Parshas Bamidbar, from all the Shabbos of the whole year, and he called that people should keep Shabbos? Why did Shabbos from all Shabbos of the year? Now, to explain this, explain this based off of this Sikha, the Rebbe, Shabbos Parshas Bamidbar, 1991. The Rebbe says like this. That year, Shavuos came out on Motzei Shabbos. So you had Shabbos, and straight from Shabbos, you went into Sunday and Monday, whatever, you went into 3 days of Kedusha, but you went straight from Shabbos into Shavuos, which this emphasizes on the connection of Shabbos to Shavuos. This year, it's out of the Shabbos before Shavuos. It's not touching right away Shavuos, but it's Shabbos Parshas Bamidbar. It's still the same Shabbos. This Shabbos says the Shabbos right before Shavuos. Oh, Ben came just in time. Look at this. The Shama brought him in within 30 seconds of starting the Sikha.
This is touching Shabbos.
It's on Shabbos itself.
I'm saying it's
yeah. So right. I'm just saying that year was a little bit different, but yeah.
So applicable.
So we're talking about why did Trump pick this Shabbos from all the Shabbos and from the yard to make a special call that people should keep Shabbos, which means Trump.
What did he do? He told everyone they have to this Shabbos. Why are you keeping Shabbos this week? Trump said. Why am I keeping Shabbos because of Trump?
You didn't hear? Oh, you didn't hear. Yeah. So Trump came out with a kol koirei. He came up with a declaration or something that everyone should, all the Jewish should keep this Shabbos.
In honor of the 250th year
of America or something like that.
There's no rhyme reason. It's not July.
No.
There's no rhyme reason. Why this Shabbos has no reason.
So now I'm going to tell you the reason.
That everyone knows why.
So what do we see? The Matan Torah has a very strong connection to Shabbos. Like the Gemara says, Kuli Alma the Shabbos Nitne Torah. Everyone, according to all the opinions, and according to everyone, the Matan Torah was on a Shabbos. Torah was given on Shabbos, which means because everything is Mashkocha Pratis, everything is by divine providence. How much more so? Such a general thing like the giving of the Torah, receiving of the Torah, and this Matan Torah was on Shabbos. There has to be a connection. Actually, his father, he was sitting over here. The brat, his father, that's his father, whatever. So there has to be a connection between Matan Torah and Shabbos. Now, what's the connection between Matan Torah and Shabbos? That because there's a connection. Mitzad these 2 days, mitzad their Torah, and that's why Matan Torah took place on the Shabbos.
Yeah.
What's the connection between Shabbos and Torah? Now we see what's the idea of Shabbos. Shabbos is called a Yom Menucha, a day of rest, like we say in Birchas Hamazon.
How about Hashem give Moshe the luchos outside the tchum coming all the way from?
There's no issue tchum in the Ma'al Ma'asara Tvachim.
Levitating.
Ma'al Ma'asara, yeah, okay. So
drones could go outside of the tchum. Only FedEx can't go outside of the tchum.
And
Amazon could go outside.
A person could go out of the tchum if he's standing on
There's
top
a
of.
that you can't get a delivery in Shabbos outside of the tchum. But if it comes from Amazon, from a drone, then you could.
How many people are using drones over here?
Well, wait.
In the Hupitz, I don't know, someplace. Okay, so the point is, what's the idea of Shabbos? Shabbos is called a Yom Menucha. We say by benching Arachman, Hu Yan Chalenu L'Yom Shekula Shabbos Menucha. Shabbos is the idea of Menucha, and this is even emphasized even more on by Mincha of Shabbos. We say Yadach L'Shem Chayachot Yom Menucha L'Am Chanasata, a day of rest He gave to your nation. Menucha Shleima Shatarei, a complete Menucha that you want Yakiru v'nachal v'yidu can be itcha im menucha. Some members know that from you, we're getting our menucha from you, from God Himself. So Shabbos is a day of rest. Now, why is Shabbos a yom menucha? Why is Shabbos a yom menucha? What's exactly what's brought out and what makes Shabbos a yom menucha? So now, the first day of creation, you have the heavens, you have the earth, you have, or let's go back a little bit. What is menucha? How do you define menucha? The definition of menucha is, a person is always connected, or the world, the opposite of menucha is changes. That's the opposite of peace. The opposite of peace of mind, of tranquility, is going from here, going to there, do this, do that. You're not in one place. When someone's not in one place and set in one time, in one place, focus. That's menucha. When someone has a guy's moving all over the place, running around, that's the opposite of menucha. When a guy is sitting in one place, let's say, and he's focused on one thing, that's menucha. Menucha is the opposite of change. Now, during the 7 days, the 6 days of creation, you have so many different changes, different things happening. You have many, many creations. You have a world, which this whole world is made up of time and space, which is continuously changing. You have many, many changes happening all over your face and all over your nose and all over everywhere. What's Shabbos? Shabbos is a day that you see. What are we resting? This reminds us about God. There is the bavakasha, lo lafriya. So basically, the idea of menucha is Shabbos is a yom menucha because we connect to Hashem Echad. We connect to the Creator, the one Creator that created everything. We reveal a deeper point that's higher than all the changes of the world. If you have a guy that is building a building, so you're doing this, and you're doing that, and you're doing this, and doing that, and you're going through a whole bunch of different, you feel when the different changes of things, that's the opposite of menucha. When you see how everything is really one. Everything has one source. Everything has one source inside of all of it. And that is Hashem Echad. That is what brings menucha. Like he says, that's what brings menucha sanefesh. When you reveal this level, that's why on Shabbos, for the same right, a person is not meant to move around. You have Tchum Shabbos, there's a certain place you're meant to stay. You're staying in a specific place, and it says that also Shabbos is l'mayla min hazman. It's a certain. That's why when it comes Sunday, by Svedes Aimer, you were counting 40 days, 41 days by the week. It's going back to number one. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then you're going back to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Why are you going back? Because Shabbos is higher than time. Now, when Shabbos is over, now you're starting a new week. It's a new week. You're coming back into the time of Shabbos. That's why someone was actually wearing a watch by Fabrenga. That's why in Chabad we don't walk around with watches on our hands on Shabbos. No one's telling anyone over here not to wear a watch. I'm not telling anyone what to do. I'm just saying the story of the Rebbe. Someone was wearing a watch by the Rebbe, and the Rebbe said on Shabbos, it's higher than time. Why are you wearing a watch in front of your face, like to put yourself into the time? You're higher than time. But that's not a contradiction to look at the clock on Shabbos. The Rebbe had a clock on his table by the Fabrang and whatever it is. But he was just saying, I think the main thing is mitzvah carrying, or I don't know what for other reasons. But like with previous, this is the point I'm trying to say. Shabbos is higher than time, and it's also the opposite of menucha is moving around. Shabbos, you're obligated to stay in one place. That is menucha. Menucha is oneness. The opposite of menucha is change and differences. Different places, different times, different people, different things, different jobs, different things to do. All of that is the opposite of menucha. Shabbos, the point of Shabbos, of resting on Shabbos, reminds you that what? That why are you resting?
That's for the kids.
Because the whole world has its one creator. The point of Shabbos is to remind us about the creator. We're sitting down and we're not working. And now we have time to meditate and to think, why am I resting? Because God rested. What did God rest? Because God created the whole world. So we're revealing this level of oneness that's higher than all the differences of the 6 days of creation. There's a Hashem Echad. There's the one God that's higher than all the changes of the world, higher than all the changes of all the different creations. Hashem is one. One, and that's what Shabbos is. To take that oneness of Shabbos and the menucha of Shabbos and to bring that into the next up days of the week. Like it says in Zohar that Shabbos blesses the whole week. The Shabbos comes down and it goes into the days of the upcoming week, which means the point of Shabbos is that you have to take that peace of mind, which is, what's the peace of mind?
Shabbos is connected to the week that's coming.
Yes.
How
It's
about
both, and we can learn about it, but the way Zohar says it, that's why Shabbos, my name is Baruch and Kol Yom. You got a Shabbos, the Aliyah before your birthday, the Shabbos before a Chasana, because the Shabbos gives the bracha for the whole upcoming week. Yeah, the upcoming week, and it's also, it's both. It's compared to what is it called? Za'ev, no? Shetoirif Malafonov, Malacharov. It's connected to both. In the previous week and the upcoming week, because Shabbos you eat on Shabbos whatever you prepared. Even Shabbos. Whatever you prepare on Friday, you're gonna eat on Shabbos. So in a general picture, whatever the Shabbos elevates whatever you did the whole past week. So your connection to Hashem and Shabbos is based over the whole past week, and also the connection of Hashem to Shabbos affects the whole upcoming week. Whatever it is, it goes both ways, and whatever. That's a whole discussion on its own. But the point is, you can make Havdalah till Tuesday because it's still connected, and that's why we say L'chun Aran on Wednesday, because it's a preparation for the upcoming week. Kami Shabbata, like it says. Now the point is. Now, a little deeper. Now, it says, now what's Matan Torah? We say, what's the connection between Shabbos and Matan Torah? What does Shabbos and the giving of the Torah have in common? So, Shabbos is Menucha, and what's Matan Torah? Matan Torah is also Menucha. Matan Torah also symbolizes on this aspect of peace, tranquility, Menucha Sanefesh. Menucha V'Yishashvus. Yeshiva, you're saying to sit and learn. Okay. The Gemara says, the Medrash says that why does it say why does it say we say Yom Hashishi? It's a nice one. Yom Hashishi, Yom Hashishi. By all the other days it says Yom Rishon the first day, Yom Sheni the second day. You wouldn't say Yom Harishon, Hasheni, Hashishi. By Friday we say Hashishi, the sixth day. Why the? We say Sunday, Monday, first day. Like so the Gemara says, if Rashi brings it, that we're talking about the famous sixth day. What's the famous sixth day? That's the sixth day in the month of Sivan, the day that the Torah was given. Okay. Now what does it have to do with the 6 days of creation? So it says that God made a condition with the world. And he said, if you're going to accept the Torah on the 6th day of Sivan, the world will continue to exist. If not, I'm rewinding back everything and turning the whole world into nothing. That's the condition God made with the world. But meanwhile, for 2,000 years, from the beginning of creation, there was no Torah. So what was the world thinking? Imagine a husband tells his wife, listen, I'm marrying you on a condition. If you could, I'd imagine this guy's like a multimillionaire, let's talk, and he tells her, we're going to be married, on condition that, so and so and so. And if not, forget about it. I'm sending you flying, whatever. Now, This woman, okay, just imagine this woman is unrelaxed. She doesn't know what's going to end up being, what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to be. What's going to be? Maybe, something's going to happen, whatever, and then it's going to, because he made a condition that it's only if you do ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. If you don't do ta-ta-ta, whatever the condition is, that's it. So she's scared. There's no menucha. But once he said, if you're going to do so and so, now what if she did it? She was successful, that's it. Now you took away that scared, that panic or whatever, maybe everything is going to disappear. So too, till Matan Torah, it says in Tehillim, Eretz Yora v'Shakota. The world was scared, was trembling, and then the world was quiet. There was peace. There was tranquility. So the Gemara says, so what's going on in here? Is it scared, or it's peace? How do you? Is it like this or like this? So you're having both at the same time. It explains that Batchila Yora, in the beginning, the world was scared. Till Matan Torah. Once we accepted the Torah, then with Shakota, then was peace. It was quiet. It was relaxation in the whole world. Which basically, here we see right away a connection between Matan Torah and Shabbos. Both of them bring out this aspect of Menucha, the aspect of peace of mind, tranquility.
I used to come by Me'azan Zifim. You know what Zifim means? It actually came from the ground. It looks like people.
Okay, now Gabardo, the advertisement is finished. We skip the ad. Click next. Okay, so Matan Torah, whoever says the world, what's going on over here? People didn't know what's their purpose. What's their purpose? What are we doing here? A person's born, he's working, he's doing things, he's doing this, he's doing that, he's going here, he's going there. There's a whole bunch of, a person can have so many different things that he's doing that can take out of the person his menuchas hanefesh. Can take out this peace of mind because of the so many differences that there is. What did Matan Torah accomplish that we saw and we got and we know? What is our purpose? What's our purpose in this world? What are we here for?
To follow the law.
We're here for one thing: to serve God. Ani nivreisi l'Shabbos'S koini. We were created to serve God. Or ani lo nivreisi ela l'Shabbos'S koini. I'm not here for anything else but to serve God. That's what we're here for. When someone knows that that's what his whole life is, there's oneness. There's not 10 million things. It's not this and this and this. There's so much to do. I have to do this. I have to do that. I have so many. There's no million things to do. You're doing one thing. There's no million things to do. You're only doing one thing your whole life, the whole time. And that is you're serving God. One day it's like this. One time it's like this, like that. But you're only here for one purpose. A guy's a servant of his master. He doesn't have on his mind, let's say, his own life. He doesn't have his own, I know someone, no names, whatever. I'm just thinking about this. I remember, he was in jail. He was in jail. He got bailed out of jail. And after like a week, he did another 100 things that made him get back into jail. And he got out again and was back inside again. And it was just, so I spoke to a psychologist once about this person that was coming out and going back in. Like he said, this guy wants to be in jail. And he's looking to be in jail. Why? Because he feels when he's outside, it's too much for him. He doesn't know. He has no schedule. He has no order. Institutionalization.
Very common.
Whatever that word. Institutionalization.
They're more comfortable inside than outside. They know inside. A lot of them have been inside longer than they've been outside.
Where is
Right.
So once they come out, like you said, they feel very uncomfortable. They don't know how to deal with society outside. And they
They're
do
lost.
something to make them go back.
Right, but the point I want to say, so you're saying like the guy's used to the place, he wants to be with. But I want to say this. What this guy said is a little deeper, like you were saying, the lost people, because they don't when they're there, they feel they have menucha. What's the menucha? Because they know they're going to sleep at a certain time. You're waking up at a certain time. They know exactly what they're doing. You don't have your own whatever that you could start spreading yourself out all over the place. It's clear. There's this clarity. He knows what he's doing with himself throughout the day, and he's not there to decide what he wants. He feels he's in a certain frame. And the point is, we don't need to be in this jail to get this frame. But in regards to service of Hashem, a slave, let's say, that he's working in a palace, he's serving the king. He doesn't have his own. One day he's mopping the floor. One day he's I don't know what, cleaning the books. One day he's cooking. One day he's doing this, whatever. You're gonna ask this guy, what are you doing? He says, I'm a worker in this palace. Whatever I need to do, I'm doing. I'm doing this. In his head, he has one thing. He's working this king in his palace. That's it. He doesn't have all these different million jobs that he's doing. He doesn't. They're all one. It's all one thing. It's only one thing that he's serving God. And that's what we say. It says in Pirkei Yavai, in Shulchan Aruch, the beginning of Shulchan Aruch, a person needs to be as Kanomed, a Kal Kanesher. A person needs to be bold as a leopard, Kal Kanesher. Yeah, to be easy like Kal Kanesh, to be easy to serve Hashem like an eagle, to just fly, not to be all lazy, grumpy, whatever. Kal Kanesh Ratzkatzvi, run like a deer. The Gibber Karian, strong like a lion. Lasois. To do doesn't say lasois mitzvahs avicha, to do the commandments of God. It says to do the desire of God. It doesn't say ritzonos, the desires, the one desire of God. It's you have this, be like this, be like that, but everything, all the mitzvahs that you do, whatever you do, with all the differences of whatever you're doing, a person needs to feel. All the mitzvahs that you're doing, and your whole life needs to be penetrated with oneness. You need to know that I'm here to do the desire of God, the ritzoin of Yicha. Not the mitzvahs. Mitzvahs would symbolize on differences. There's 613 mitzvahs. So there's this, there's that. I can feel, I have to put on film, I have to do this, I have to do that. Then there is to see not the different commandments. To feel the oneness in whatever you're doing. To feel how everything is here for one purpose. Whatever I'm doing, I'm only here to do the desire of God. With all the mitzvahs, to keep kosher, to eat Shabbos, to keep Shabbos, to do this, to do that. Everything is only this one clear goal over here. To do God's desire. To make this world a dwelling place, and what are we here in the world for? It's very clear. There's one thing we need to do. We have to make this place a house for God. So whatever I'm doing, one day it's like this, one part of the day it's like this, a different part. You can have a guy. So he's in business. Oh, look at this. I'm going to business. Now I'm going to shul over. My heart is all over the place. I'm here now. I'm in my business. Now I'm in the shul. Now I'm going here. Now I'm going home. Now I'm going to deal with my kids. Now I'm going to so the guy can feel like, oh wow, I'm getting dizzy. I'm all over the place. I'm doing this, huh? A washing machine. I don't know what, a slingshot. I'm flying here. I'm flying there. But then you can reveal, I'm doing one thing the whole day. I'm doing the desire of God. I'm making for God a dwelling place down here. So now I'm in my office. I'm doing my business. I'm revealing how God's here in my office. How? Whatever your business, whatever you're doing, is for the sake. It's for the sake of serving God. Reveal God through your business, whatever it is, either with the money that you get to give tzedakah, either with the people in your work there, and also on a deeper level to just know that God is here in my office. God's the boss of my office. God's right over here and now. He's here, and I'm making this place a sanctuary for God. I'm making this a holy place for God through saying the kapitel Tehillim in my office, through giving a tzedakah, having a pushkin, giving a coin in the pushkin office. God is here and now, making this place a shul. I'm going to learn something here. I'm going to dive there. God's here. And you have to realize that that's the purpose of whatever you're doing is to reveal how God is in this place also. And even with the people you're dealing with, and even with the money that you're making, you're giving from that money. You're giving mice, you're giving 10% or 20%, whatever it is that's stuck on, to show how that whole money that I have is really God. God's giving me, 4 parts. He's nice. He's giving me 90% or 40% to do whatever I want. And even whatever I want is also for God's purpose. Because if I'm buying a house or a car or food or whatever it is, it's also only to serve God. So the point is, everything is serving God. So you're serving God in the office. You're serving God in the show. You're serving God with your kids. You're serving God over here. You're serving God over there. If the person doesn't have this oneness, then he's all over the place. He's doing 100 different things. There's no menucha. There's no peace of mind. And that's what Matan Torah did. Matan Torah, when God gave us the Torah, and we knew, God revealed to us, what is the whole purpose of the whole creation? What is the purpose of this world? The world is maybe rolling around for 2,000 years till the Torah was given. What are we here for? What are we here to do? I don't know. This guy thinks we're here. The guy over there thinks we're here to have fun. The other person thinks to make money. The other guy thinks I don't know what. And then God says, you know what this whole world is here for? To make a dinner b'tachtonim, to make a house for God down here on earth. Yeah. So whatever you're doing, it all revolves around this one thing, and that's what Matan Torah is menucha. It's menucha and even the Rebbe says, even the goyim know that they're here to fulfill their seven mitzvahs b'nei Noach, to believe in God. Whatever it is, there's 7 universal laws to believe in God and to have also this oneness of connection to God. To feel that whatever they're doing is also to serve God. And this brings the menucha. And that's what Matan Torah is. And that's what Shabbos is. Shabbos also gives us this connection to Hashem Echad. And we have this oneness. And that's why Matan Torah happened on Shabbos. Because both of them symbolize on menucha. And according to this, the Rebbe explains why. Now, this is the Shabbos before Matan Torah. It's Shabbos Bamidbar. What's Bamidbar? What does a desert symbolize? It says a desert is a place asher lo yoshav adam sham. Adam doesn't sit and settle in the desert. The desert is the most opposite of menucha. It's just the opposite of menucha. That's what a desert is, right? You have this like scary place that you're scared to hang around over there. You want to just run out of there. No one's living over there. That's what a desert is. It's a place that people don't live and settle. It's no man's land. And that's the whole accomplishment of Matan Torah. The purpose of Matan Torah. They went even into a desert. And into the desert, that's where God revealed himself and gave us the Torah and showed us the whole world, the purpose of creation. The point is that it's not only menucha in places where menuchas fit. The point is the menucha is everywhere, even in the desert. To make a dwelling place for God in the lowest of the lowest. The menucha needs to penetrate every single detail in a person's life. And the Rebbe says, the point of it, the Rebbe says, when someone is menucha, when someone is relaxed, when someone has this peace of mind, whatever he does, first of all, he himself, with himself, he's more b'shleimus. He's more b'shleimus. He's a more complete, wholesome person. His brain works much deeper, much broader, much wider. He himself is serving. He feels in himself the menucha. The menucha makes him a more of a complete person, more b'shleimus, a shleimus-dik person, and also the things in the world that he's dealing with are also more b'shleimus. When someone is relaxed and he has a peace of mind, whatever he's doing is much more successful. If you have to fill out a document, you have to do something, and you're under pressure, and you're all over the place, so you'll make 1,000 mistakes. I'm an artist. Baruch Hashem, they used to bench me with this chush of being an artist. To be an artist, you have to have a lot of menuchas and nefesh. You need to be very relaxed, to sit down and you have to draw every detail in this. If you're in a rush, you have to go here, you have to go there. You know what? Then you're gonna make a whole messy picture, and then you're not gonna be successful. When you're relaxed, then you can focus on every little detail. The pictures, the art, when it's made, when someone's more relaxed, is much better. And so it's not only art and anything. When someone's doing anything in his life, when he has menuchas nefesh, whatever he's doing is going to be more successful. So it's not only the menucha affects you, but affects the things that you do.
So the menuchas and nefesh that we're going to have when Mashiach comes will be that will help us get a higher level of understanding of Torah because it'll be coming from menuchas.
So that's also what the Rambam writes. The Rambam writes clearly that that's why the Chachomim and the Nevi'im and the Yidden had a taiva, they had a desire from Mashiach to come, because then it's going to be the complete menucha. Yom Shekol Shabbos menucha, but he says the Rambam says it at a very, very practical level. Money is not a problem. The money is going to be like dust. There's nothing is going to be like I can't get this. I am hungry. I can't get here. I can't get there. Yeah. Okay. You want a Tesla? Okay. Here, get a Tesla. And I was thinking about your son and Victor, and everyone's like making me crazy that I need to learn how to drive. So this week I was in someone's car, and he had this self-driving feature. So he just like clicked at it. And he sat down like this. He didn't touch the steering wheel, didn't touch the pedals. And it went this. I made the circles and turns, everything. So I was like thinking to myself, people are making me crazy. I need to learn how to drive. Why have to waste my time to learn how to drive? If I have such a car, I just click the address like he did. Boom, I get there. I don't
you need a license to do that?
I don't know.
I wonder
Excuse
also.
me?
I think you do.
A self-driving car, you need a license.
California, they have some.
Excuse me?
I think you do. Yeah,
If
well, what it
someone
said.
hits you on purpose, that car, then
Just
you
ain't
need your
spot.
license to
Need your license, yeah.
Yeah, what's if you see, I don't know if it's 100%, like, the way it is, he didn't touch it at all.
In
He
California,
didn't put a
they have
brake.
cars
He
that
didn't
drive
do
themselves.
nothing. And he didn't need to worry maybe someone's going to cross the street because there's like 50 cameras all over the place. The Kamala. I actually this morning got an interesting. They said I want to make like an experiment to put like a dummy on the floor to see if the car detects like every single thing and stop before, make it like a cat. Just put a fake cat over there, see if it's gonna stop. A cat, ducks, these little ducks, iguana on the floor. It's not.
You want to go over. You're like, yeah, we got to get rid of this.
It's so ugly.
Whatever it is, okay. But I just thought about them. I'm just saying, the Moshe Mashiach, the Rambam says, "Kol ha'adam etzim ka'ofer." No one's gonna have nothing. It's not okay. This here, there. So now I asked a guy over here in the shul, whatever, one of the people a while ago. I said, "What do you need that you should sit down in the shul the whole day and just learn? Forget about your business. Forget about anything. Just sit down the whole day and learn Torah." He said if someone would give me about $19 million. They said that would cover, all my. I'm going to sit. I have nothing I would have to worry about. I don't need to pay for a mortgage. I don't need to worry about food. I don't need to worry about this. I don't need to worry about that. You sit and learn the Kol Hayom, the Kol Halayla. So I said, okay. So I said, that's what Yemei Mashiach is. That's one of the aspects of Yemei Mashiach. That's why the Chacham and the Nevi'im, it says one of the reasons why. Because there's nothing, all your daigas, all the worries, all the anything is going to be out of the picture. And you can just sit and learn. Well, this guy said about money, but really it's more than that. It's health. A guy can be a multimillionaire, but if he's sick, what is all that money worth? Nothing. So, I mean.
What about babysitting? We'll have all the free.
You have all the babysitters and on whatever you want. So everything is taken care of. You can daven and learn. And you don't need to worry about to make more money. What do you need more money for? What do you want to do with more money? You want to build a building of 1 million stories and then what? Whatever it is. So everything is going to be. So the Gula, and actually the Rebbe says in the Sikh, another thing that can give a person menuchas hanefesh. It's interesting. He says when a person knows that Mashiach is coming soon, that itself gives a person menuchas hanefesh. Even when he's still in Golus, it still gives him a peace of mind. Like we mentioned over here, this woman that she lost her son came to the Rebbe. The Rebbe said, she said, how could she be comforted? The Rebbe said she should think and meditate how Mashiach is coming soon. The point is, if someone thinks of this happy time, the time of Shleimus HaMenucha is coming very soon, and everything is going to be taken care of. And I wanted to once make like a likud, a compilation of all the different times that Rebbe talks about this train of thought, that people are worried about this and worried about that. And the Rebbe said, think about how Mashiach is coming, and that's going to take care of, like, a guy had like choivis, I think. Someone had like bills to pay, and he was like under crazy pressure, and I don't know what. The Rebbe told him like, Mashiach is coming soon, take it easy. You know, the Rebbe said that. Or what else? The Rebbe said, how could someone be?
People should be happy like these cookies.
Well,
That's why I bought them.
סמייל. אתה יודע, תסתכל על העוגיה הזאת. תסתכל, לא, תסתכל.
לחלק הזה בתורה.
זה בשבילך. תחייך. תחייך.
זה טיפת חלב קוראים לזה, או
So the point of this is, the Rebbe says, just like every Shabbos gives menucha, and every Matan Torah gives us menucha, much more so when it's the Shabbos before Matan Torah, and this year Shavuos Matan Torah is on Shabbos also, right? The second day of Shavuos is on Shabbos. So we see this connection between the Torah being given and Matan Torah and Shabbos, and now this Shabbos is the Shabbos for Mashkocha Pratis. This is what the topic was: Trump. Why is Trump? From the whole year, he doesn't know what he's doing, but God knows what he's doing. Even though he doesn't see, but his mazel sees. Why is he picking this Shabbos? The Shabbos before Shavuos. From all the Shabbos of the year, there's 53 Shabbos a year we can pick to make, that everyone should rest. The Shabbos before Shavuos, the Shabbos of Bamidbar. The Rebbe says, in the Medbar, in the desert over there, that's where we have to bring in this rest, the Menucha, and maybe Hashgacha Pratis, in this time in history, and this whatever, when maybe it's like one big Midbar shtickle, when it's a lot of, what Shabbos brings in, this Shabbos specifically, this to keep Shabbos, to rest. There's a famous video of the Minchas Elazar, the Mukach Rebbe. I showed it to you. I remember I showed it to you one day after Shacharis. There's a video of the Minchas Elazar. It was the Mukach Rebbe, the Rebbe from the city of Mukach. So he made a daughter. He had one daughter. He was actually married. He had no kids, and he divorced.
Oh my gosh, I'm reading this proclamation. You weren't making it up.
Yeah. And he got married again, and he had only one daughter. So he married until he found his chassid for the daughter, was a ganze mice or whatever. So he made the chassid. It was a massive, huge, humongous wedding in wherever it was over there in Mukach. And CNN then, like 100 years ago or whatever, I think it's CNN, one of these, a television from America went there to video the chassid and play it in wherever in America. This is in the 1920s, 1920s, or in the 1930s, somewhere over there. So they came. So he was very smart. So now they're videoing him. So he chapped a ride, and he used that opportunity. Now he can speak to the Yidden in America. If he's on television, they're videoing him, and they're gonna play it in America. So now you can use this opportunity to pass through a message to the Yidden in America. So there's a famous video. It says, "Hey, tzich Yidden in America, listen up, Yidden in America. Eat Shabbos, v'dayich git sein. Keep Shabbos, and it's gonna be good for you." So they made the songs on it, whatever. But he knew. He said, "Precious Jews in America, keep Shabbos."
Who was this again?
The Minchas Elazar, the Mukach Rebbe. The Rebbe held of him very, very strong, which it's known that even though he wasn't a Lubavitcher Rebbe, not bells. The Rebbe also, bells, also the Aaron of bells. This is like what stood out at the Mukach Rebbe. The Rebbe brought him many, many times. Munkach. The B'chaim, yeah. Catch the moon. I like that one. So he's the B'chaim Elazar Shapiro. He's a very big guy and a very big guy in Nigla and a big guy in Chassidus. and whatever. So he says keep Shabbos and it's going to be good. So the point, so you know, of the Sikha is that every Yid now needs to add now on this Shabbos, and when we come to Matan Torah, in this in understanding our purpose of creation, our purpose here in the world, which is to serve Hashem, to reveal Hashem down here on earth. And that's whatever we're doing. That's what our whole life is all about. We're here to bring Mashiach. We're here to reveal God down here on earth. And whatever mitzvahs we're doing, we're all here. We're just revealing God more and more and more. And the more we reveal God, till we're going to reveal God to the fullest, and God's going to be revealed down here on earth. And when we have this, our meaning, right? The Rebbe was very. This is another interesting thing. Man's search for meaning, right? Viktor Frankl. You know the story of Viktor Frankl? You know who Viktor Frankl is?
No.
Viktor Frankl. Okay, so he made a book called Man's Search for Meaning. And he was he printed like millions of copies of this book and he translated. It was like a bestseller book. I don't know. Eli, you heard the book of Viktor Frankl, Man's Search for Meaning? There you know, okay. Who else? Mordechai, you heard about it?
Yeah.
Okay, so whatever it is. It's a book. He's a famous guy. He made a book, Man's Search for Meaning. He writes that he was at the Holocaust. He saw that people that had a family and children and whatever, they lived through the Holocaust. People that didn't, they couldn't keep it. They couldn't survive. He saw that people that had a purpose, they had something that they were working for, that kept them alive. And he basically made this book, Man's Search for Meaning. And he said, basically, I'm going to say the story all the way around. There's a Rebbe's Shliach in Vienna, Austria, and of Bamidbar. He's actually an Eidikel from the Lelvet Rebbe. He said that one day some lady came to him and said, I'm the first Shliach of the Rebbe to Vienna, not you. She's like, okay, what? She said that she was in Yechidus, she was about a private audience by the Rebbe, and she told the Rebbe that she's from Vienna or whatever. And the Rebbe said, okay, if you could please go, when you go back to Vienna, if you could please go to this and this college and go to this and this professor, which was Viktor Frankl, and you should tell him that he shouldn't give up from what he's doing. He should continue. He should push. He should have a breakthrough. He shouldn't be too small. He shouldn't, feel down, and he should continue. And he shouldn't stop, and he shouldn't, lose himself from his opposition that he's having. Okay, she went there. She went to the college, and he said he's not here. He's not here. So she asked, where's his address? So she went to his house, and when he got to his house, his wife opened the door, whatever, and he said, I have a message from the Lubavitcher Rebbe for you. So she called him, her husband, whatever, and he told him whatever the Rebbe said, that he should continue. And he either he broke down in tears or whatever, and he said, that then he stopped going to college of it, because when he would get up and talk about this, he said that in the world or whatever, in psychology, there was two main opinions. There was Newton and Freud, something like that. Jürgen Freud, which one is that a person's purpose is to get power. The other one is a person's purpose is to get pleasure, to be an animal, to just do whatever you want and continue with that. And one is just to get more power and more power and more power. And he said it's none of that. It's a man searches for meaning. Person is looking for meaning. What is he doing? A person is looking for the depth behind things, not just to get more power or whatever. And he said it was so weird to people over there and so unheard of, and it sounded like so they would throw at him things, and he was so felt like garbage out of himself. He was so depressed, he was really broken, that he just stopped. He gave up his whole whatever, and he went home. and what the Rebbe told him, he gave him that push. The Rebbe told him he should continue, and he's going to be married to see a breakthrough. And the Rebbe gave him a bracha. Basically, they should be matzliach. And this is what this lady is telling to the shliach. And he said, there's a video of the shliach saying it. He said he would get in the mail like very often big checks from Viktor Frankl supporting his Chabad house. He just said it, and now he was wondering like, why is he giving me so much money for this, Chabad house? And then he went to Freud, and he asked, not Freud, to Viktor Frankl, and he asked him, is this story true? And he said yes. And he said the Rebbe helped me when I was in a very, very, like a turning point. I didn't know what to do with myself. Like he was so broken, the way the mamish crushed him, and the Rebbe, gave him the koyach to move on. And the Rebbe brings in his letters to people about this book and whatever. But the point is, when someone knows the meaning, what is he here for? This gives him the menuchas hanefesh, and this makes him overcome challenges, makes him overcome whatever, or hardships, whatever it is. He knows he's here for a certain purpose. He's here for a certain goal, and that's it. And that's what he's here to accomplish. And all these stuff in the way that come up, don't hold him up, or don't bother him, or don't affect him if he knows. And we know that what's our purpose? To make for a Shabbat B'tachtonim, a dwelling place down here, and Matan Torah. We should add in this connection to the Eibishter, in to do what God's desire, and this will give us more menucha, and that's what Shavuos gives us, more menucha, just like it was then at the first time of Matan Torah, and every day you have to see that, especially at Matan Torah. So too, every Shavuos gives us more menucha sanefesh. And the Rebbe says actually through everyone should add in learning Torah and adding and making chiddushei Torah. People have come up with their own revolutionary ideas in Torah. The Rebbe says that also gives someone menuchas hanefesh. When someone comes up with his own, ideas in Torah, and he advertises it, even the Rebbe says to print it, to advertise it, even though in previous generations people held up, not everyone was printing their Chidushei Torah. It says now everyone needs to print their Chidushei Torah, which this is a preparation for the Torah Chadosh Amiti Teitze. It says when Mashiach is going to come, Mashiach is going to reveal us new Chidushim in Torah. So that the preparation for that is to add in making Chidushim in Torah, and in advertising the Chidushim in Torah, and printing the Chidushim in Torah. And the main thing is, we should be zoichet to see Malach HaMashiach and know very, very soon, take him from Yad Mamish, and we should remember that this is where we're holding in history. The Rebbe says we're holding right before the Gula, and this itself is going to give us our Menuchas HaNefesh, and we should do whatever we can to bring the Gula. That Rebbe actually ends off the Sikha with the Mashiach is going to come, and everyone's going to tell Malach HaMashiach, Shalom Aleichem. Why are we saying Shalom Aleichem? Aleichem is plural. Should say Shalom Alecha. We see it in Pirkei Yov. It's Shalom Alecha Rabbi Yumayri. Why are we saying, peace out to you? To you as a person, why? And to Aleichem means to you guys. So the Rebbe says, because Mashiach is a general soul, which he includes in himself all the souls of the Jewish people. Just like it says by Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu says, Nosi Adoid, Rashi says, Nasi Adar is like the whole generation, because he has it himself included. So Mashiach has it himself included all the souls of the Jewish people. So we say Shalom Aleichem, and Mashiach is going to answer back to every Yid, Aleichem Shalom. Why Aleichem? So the Rebbe says, what's the plural to every private Jew? So the Rebbe says, that's all the Torah and mitzvahs that every Yid did to bring Mashiach. Aleichem Lashon Rabim is all the Maisim Tovim, the many, many Maisim Tovim that every Yid did to bring the Gula. And the main thing is, it should come miyad. Miyad, the Rebbe says, is a Rosh Tevis of the three tzaddikim that are connected to Shavuos. What are the three tzaddikim connected to Shavuos? Moshe Rabbeinu, Moshe Kibbutz Torah Sinai. There's the Yud, is Rabbi Yisrael Baal Shem Tov, Baal Shem Tov's yard site. Stalkus is on Shavuos. And the Dalit is David Malka B'Shich. David Amelech's Yortzeit is also at Shavuos. So Miyad means right away. Miyad is connected to Shavuos. The Gula Shekam, Miyad, Shkoyach.
Amen.
Adonai, Adonai, hey, Adonai, 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 hey, Adonai, Adonai, ay, 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 ay,
The father group, יש metrics. אתה יודע מה זה metrics? כולם? Anybody
לא.
knows what metrics are?